It's composure, Jonah. Nick's been in the league a long time, and just think about your decisions when they're key decisions. Don't jump in too quickly, and assess things and use your staff around you to make your decisions, because you don't want anything that's made quickly that can affect the game.
It's Mike Lewis in goals for Barry, Cooper, Aaron Davis and Chris Hughes as a back three. George, St. D. Green and Abruzzi in a four there. Cottrell will just play behind Kavanagh and the goal-scoring machine McLagan as Veal knocks it on to Stephen Davis. Key battles over the pitch. Kavanagh against Matty Jones, Mickey George. There's a battle, Andy, all afternoon. That's going to be man for man, I think, them two.
Yeah, nice job done. Worked the channel really well. You got to stop the ball getting to McLagan, because when it gets into his body, he's very clever at using his strength to win fouls and make things happen, so you've got to stop it at source and not just be content to get pulled into the corner.
Long throw by the look from Mickey George, an early one. Sainty will be the target. It was a great long throw, headed away by Bradford. Sainty back in with a header. Reese clears his lines. Now, I've been watching Barry, Andy, all season. I haven't seen that George throw. That's out of the locker a little bit today. We were ready to throw it that far.
Yeah, they had Cummins earlier on in the season, and it's something that clubs are using now. I think Flint will have, Aberystwyth would have got a long throw as well, and it's something that's come in over the last couple of seasons. Thankfully, 6 seasons ago, Connah's Quay were using it, to affect, and now every team has a long throw because it's so beneficial.
And Connah's Quay, by the way, are one team who've already won this afternoon, your ex-club Connah's Quay, as the ball goes out of place. A good time to bring you in on this one, Andy. Craig Harrison's team have stayed up in the Cymru Premier League. What does that mean to you, Andy?
I'm delighted.
Key moments on that season?
Yeah, absolutely delighted. I got a lot of friends there, a lot of lads who played for me, not just at my time at Connah's Quay, but, over a decade they've been working with me. And, I keep in touch with the boys and still speak to them, and I'm absolutely made up for them, because it's a position they shouldn't have found themselves in. It's a football off-the-pitch matter, and, they've had to deal with it, and they've been magnificent since the decision was made.
Oh, they've dealt with it very professionally, because in the 9 games they've played since the decision, they've let 1 goal in, and that was a penalty. Fantastic. Congratulations to Connah's Quay in staying up. The battle is between Barry and Aberystwyth as who will join Kevin Druids. Veal again hooks on. They've simply kept going all season, Aberystwyth, and here's one of their key men, Andy, Franklin. Great ball in. Franklin! Oh, it's 1-0! First minute, Stephen Davis! People talk about putting the early ball in, Andy. Franklin put it on the plate. Davis says thank you very much, and the visitors are 1-0 ahead.
It's a fabulous goal, and I'm not sure how the ability to cross the ball on the post so good. But Stephen Davis is very, very good in the air. He attacks the first ball really well. He's a strong unit, but just here now, it's not working hard enough there, Chris Hughes, to get out and stop the cross. The cross goes in, he just gets across the first man. Brave, fabulous header, but Hughes has got to do better to get out there and stop that cross. And maybe that's a fullback playing in a left of a 3, Jonah. That's well, he has found him out.
I say he hasn't played it all season. They've tried it today. And Aberystwyth, when long ball, they don't usually go long ball. They knew Franklin was in space out there. His ball in. No chance really for the goalkeeper. It's a fantastic finish, like you said, by the way. But the ball from Franklin was of a level a bit higher than this league.
It was great. I mean, the weight of the pass to him allowed him just to take it in his stride, and it's into a fabulous area. Once you put the ball into the box, it's up then to the strikers to find the ball. Don't be picking people out, hit good areas. Good strikers will find, they'll get across defenders, but you have to get the ball into the box for that to happen, and it's a fabulous start.
Well, that means, Andy, we have to keep I think telling the viewers, that on again here, John Owen could get a go at Aaron Davis, and Owen can run, Franklin's bombing up outside. Ball inside, it's a shaky start for Barry as Lewis clears his lines. What a disastrous first couple of minutes for Barry Town. They have to show all the credit, all their guile now to get back into this, because, Andy, a point is not enough for Barry. We've got to stress this to the viewers.
They've got to compose themselves now, and the leaders out on that pitch now have to pick everybody up, because they look shell-shocked.
Simply, that would not be enough for Barry at the moment. And Aberystwyth have been amongst the goals. And this is a not makeshift back 5, Andy, but it's the first time this back 5 have actually played together as a 5, I think, tonight.
Well, if it is, then, you know, I'm surprised at that. Obviously, it's, you know, something you need to work on and come into such a big game. You know, and again, utilising the long throw here.
Win. We'll take the long
I thought it was Thorne normally has a long throw, but maybe he can launch it as well.
Jenkins
It's
climbs.
a fabulous area.
Sainty. Davis with the overhead. He's keen. Davis is keen. He's got what sort of confidence do you get, Andy, when you're the centre forward in a big game like this and you put a diving header away in 2 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. All you can ask is balls to be put into certain areas. You know, when you come in afterwards and that ball goes into the box, if he doesn't find it, I'll get on the end of it. Then you ask the question of your striker, but it still has to go into the box. The long throw there, they kept it alive on the first phase, and that's the most important thing again.
He's full
Make
of
sure they
confidence.
miss it. He is, yeah. It's great to see.
McLagan with the header. Davis, it looks like, is playing as a third centre half. Jordan Cottrell and the likes have got to gather themselves now. They've been at Barry for 6, 7, 8, maybe more seasons. Abruzzi will take the first set play. Zabre in goals, is trying to keep his defence on a high line outside the 18-yard box. Abruzzi, Zabre should come and collect that. It's not the greatest of balls. Yeah, that's one of them ones, whether you agree or not, Andy. I think he's just left a little glove on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's made contact with the keeper, you know, and put the keeper off. But that looks just a little bit disjointed, that back line, and it broke too early at time when the ball was being left. So that might be something that Barry can target as the game goes on.
Something I'm sure you've got had good goalkeepers over the years at Connors Quay. I'm sure you like to see Zabre coming to collect.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, dominate, but it's also the keeper. But there's a lot of people that have got to do jobs around you and protect you. You know, I always said if a player gets to the keeper when he's brave enough to come and collect the ball, there's something wrong. You know, you've got to make sure the players can't get that run up and be able to get to the opposition keeper.
Franklin gets bundled over by Green early in the game. That's important. Green needs to just get away from there, because the least thing he wants is a yellow card as early as now. And
yeah, it's a foul.
Bundled him. He's bundled him.
Yeah, you know, there's a good battle in there, you know, because I've been so impressed with Franklin this season. In the few games that I've seen, you know, he's obviously 6'2", 6'3", gets around the pitch, scores goals, gets in the box, looks as if he can retain possession well. Been really impressed with him, and, you know, Aber stay up. It might be difficult to keep hold of him.
I have to agree with you, Andy, because he scores goals and gets assists. As also, Veal has been one of the better dead ball kickers. John Owen will be the target man. In it goes, into that area again. Cottrell, closed down by Veal. Chris Hugh hoofs it clear. Out of play it goes. It'll do at the moment for Aberystwyth with the point of day. Will keep him in the JD Cymru Premier League. And what a great job that would have been done by a very young manager, Antonio Corbacero.
Yes, you know, there's a known coach for many, many years and been very impressed. There's a humbleness there, and there's a desire, and he's a gritty character who wants to win. I think that comes across. There's an enthusiasm in his team, and as I say, been really impressed with him.
Franklin again. He's enjoying himself down that side, goes round Cooper. Franklin, surely not as early as now. Chance here for Owen. Surely had to take it first time. Oh, that was on for John Owen on the left foot. Jones sends it in, headed back in. They're all over the place in that box at the moment, the Barry defence. But, Andy, did you want John Owen taking that first time? There was a clear opportunity.
I was waiting for the John Owen Cruyff that always comes. You know, he squares you up, and he's got a great Cruyff, and he disguises it really well. Gets shot off with his left foot. But Barry just got to hang in there at the minute.
Andy, in front of us, John Owen and Harry Franklin are playing on the halfway line. And they've got in between the Barry midfield and the back three of Barry, and they've both been in plenty of room already. What are you going to do about that? Yeah,
it's difficult, because it's basically 3 against 1, and then there's a freedom there, and it's who tracks them runners when they break from that position there. You know, Franklin both got great legs, both strong runners. Who's going to pick them up? And they're off again. Franklin again. Who's going to pick that up?
Veal, always in the hub for Aber. He's a decent player. That's good tracking from Kavanagh. They need to track at the moment, by the way. I've seen already they've dropped Cottrell back in and dropped Kavanagh back in because they're being outdone in midfield. Yeah, they'll change the shape. They can't continue like that. It's just too open for me at this time. Matthew Jones. Headed clear by George. Kavanagh. It's a good challenge in there by Thorne. you ever play against his dad, Andy Thorne, from the Crazy Gang?
Yeah, when he was at Wimbledon when I was a young lad. Came up against him. Tough character.
George with a long throw. Jones over the top of Jones' head. Kavanagh. Jenkins lets it go. Cottrell's in to make it out. Can he make it 1-1, Cottrell? Oh! Will it be Barry's day or won't it? That'll be a big, massive moment in it. Chesterfield claps, but he claps with disappointment. What a chance for Cottrell, and you wouldn't have wanted it to fall from anybody else.
No, he's done everything right. It's just such indecision there to go through with it. Just nicks it. You can't make a hasty decision there because you'll get a red card. So he's got to get the shots off, and it's really unfortunate.
George Cottrell has been a key player for Barry over the years, and when he does usually get them chances, he puts them away. Didn't do a lot wrong. You've got to have a bit of luck, Andy, when you're in these situations. Yeah,
but Jonah, listen, let me quote Johan Cruyff. The team that will make the least mistakes in a tight game will be the team that win the game. You know, and that's a mistake, so don't bring things on yourself, as Aberystwyth have just done there. Don't counter to your own problems. You know, just put your foot through the ball. Indecision, exactly. So the chance comes from not their clever play, from a simple ball in behind, and indecision. You know, of course there's going to be nerves.
From the two young centre-backs, there is plenty of youth in that back three, by the way. 60 years between the three of them. That is young. Sainty, got to make them set plays count. Got to make them set plays count today. You are the king of set plays in this league over the past couple of seasons. You've got 6'4" Sainty. You don't want to get it over the top of his head.
No, and it's obviously the angle on the ball. You know, the way the trajectory's wrong there. You know, it's going to take a miraculous header to put it back into the danger area. Keep the ball in the danger area. That gives you the best chance on one shot to get the shot off the goal. Don't have to do two things perfectly to get that shot off.
Sabri headed back in. Jenkins hoofs it clear. Learned from their first mistake. He's just put out a play there. That's an early warning. Kavanagh. It's a real open game, Andy. I suppose it had to be with Barry having to get the win.
Yeah, it is, and sometimes it's clearer when, you know, you're not thinking, well, somebody will do us a favour next week, when you know what the outcome will be if you don't get the victory, you know, and it's clear what you need to go and do, and they need to win this game of football to stay in the Welsh Premier League.
11th in the table, Barry. They played 30, won only 8 out of 30. They drew 7 and lost 15. 8th in the table, Aber played 30. They won 10, drawn 6 and lost 14. Jenkins gets a clear touch again from Franklin. He's majestic in there, Franklin. He's asking a lot of win outside him, but every time Franklin is touching the ball, I tell you what I would do straight away. I would clamp green on him now.
Yeah, it's easier said than done because he has the ability to step away from someone. You know, when it comes to a foot race, once he gets goal side, he's very hard to stop. He carries the ball really well. And, you know, it's been a main problem for Barry so far in this game.
And also, Barry there, or Aberystwyth, sorry, throwing. It's really adventurous. They're throwing the two centre-halves forward already for the long throw, Jenkins and Branford. It's a great ball back in. Owen takes it early this time. Jenkins, too much space in the box for these type of players. Franklin, can he get the shot off? On the edge of the box, the shot's off again, just over the top of the box. Lewis in goals is going berserk.
The second phase of the long throw-in, Jonah, the ball's come back into the box. They've got a two-man at the far post, overload. I mean, it's really, it's so poorly organised at this moment in time, Barry. They're all over the place. First phase, second phase, responsibilities. Nobody really knows what's going on.
Lewis to Hugh. Usually see Chris Hugh bounding up and down that left wing over the last few seasons, and he's been a flying left back. Whether he fits in as a left-sided centre-back today is key.
It gives balance, and it will cause a big problem if he actually goes and steps in from that left side of a three. It's very hard. He's responsible for that. Just Thorne there, just picking up Cottrell when he goes to break forward. So it's almost becoming a 4v2, or he's gone into the back four, which I like, which is clear responsibility. People know what the job is. If play breaks down, if they have a momentum, Cottrell's taken care of, because he is probably their most dangerous player. And there again, just stay with him now, and that's next phase of the play.
I think that's what they will do. They want to pick up Cottrell up all the time, and then now Jenkins is going across to pick him up now. At the top of the table today, TNS win again. Andy, they retained their title this season after you won it for the past 2 seasons. Good job done at TNS.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, I think Mike Harris has to take incredible credit for that. You know, I don't say it lightly, but you go and
goes behind. Sorry for the button in there, but that back three haven't got it right yet. And if you go back to the TNS,
we'll go back, yes. Again, it's a simple ball over the top, and again, just slightly disjointed in the back there with the 2 young centre halves, just not giving themselves enough depth.
So if you're a Barry fan at the moment, there's plenty of time to pull this back.
Plenty.
Cottrell has to put it underneath the bar, surely. Put a bit of pressure on Zabre. It's a poor corner from Cottrell. And Jones gets away with a poor clearance as well. There's plenty of nerves around, Andy, there's no doubt about that. Abruzzi. Great ball. Good defending by George. He filled in well then. Franklin will press Hugh. Lewis. It's a better clearance. That's where they've been getting success. Great header from Jenkins. Kavanagh one-on-one against Davis. Davis lashes the ball away there, young Davis. I hope whoever that may have hit in the crowd is okay.
I think on that last set play, John, there's nothing more frustrating as a coach, you know, when you set everything up on training and then the taker goes and hits the near post on the first cross. And it's so frustrating.
That's right. Just getting a bit of momentum at the moment, Andy. Barry, if Kavanagh touches that, he'll be offside, and I'm not surprised to see Davis let that run out of play. Corbacero below us will be a little bit perturbed at the 2 chances they've given away.
Yeah, there is. There's danger in behind, and again, you know, identified coming down where I thought the weaknesses might be, and in that central centre half position, whether it's in a 2 or a 3, they're still young lads, you know, and there's no real voice in there, and they're playing things as they're happening rather than predicting what's going to happen, and that comes from, you know, just
experience.
Experience, absolutely.
Going back to TNS, sorry, they'll come back to you on that, Andy.
Yeah,
they've been good
listen,
champions.
Mike takes great credit. You know, I've said it many times. You go and manage TNS, you're getting handed the keys to the kingdom. How you deal with that and how you conduct yourself, you know, defines what respect you earn. And the manager's worked incredibly hard, you know, and sometimes
Anthony Limbrick.
Yeah, he's worked incredibly hard. He's honest, and he's come in. There's no ego there. You know, you come into the Welsh League, and you've got to work hard first and foremost, and you've got to show an enthusiasm and affection for the league, and he has done. And that's the greatest accolade I can give him, because you've got to go and win at TNS, and you know.
And he has.
He has.
Brucey gets the crossover. Again, it's not the greatest of clearances. McLagan, plenty of goalmouth action either end. They just need to clear their lines at the moment, Abba, because this would be a great time for Barry to get the equaliser. There's so much space out there, as being shown here now. Key tackle, it's a goal kick, it's a great tackle, in fact. It was a must-win tackle that by Jack Thorne.
Just to see the replay again, Andy. How easy it was to find the ball. Yeah, it might have been a corner. How easily, you know, it's a straight ball from Cooper straight into McLagan's feet. Just played around the corner and the rim behind. You know, again, it's small details all the time. You know, and everybody being switched on and doing their jobs right.
No pressure on this one, Andy, but you see another goal in this game, don't you?
At this moment, yeah. You know, Aber started really well, but Barry felt the way back into it. But again, you know, if you're beginning to dominate a game and it's down to the opposition making mistakes, then you can rectify that, you know, and that's got to come from the sidelines.
Cooper hooks it clear. Jenkins will jump against Kavanagh. Good headed again by Jenkins. Jones hooks it back in. Callum Sainty, big part in the game he has to play today. Davis, Aber will be pleased with that. Cooper. If Barry is starting to go as long as that, as early as this, I would be thinking about, Franklin again, superb. I'd be thinking about putting Sainty, maybe dropping Cottrell back in and putting Sainty up alongside McLagan to win all them long balls. McLagan trying to spin his man. Kavanagh. George goes around him. He's got to get in early, George. It's a great ball in, George. Not the greatest of headers, but Abruzzi just over the bar. Second chance in the first 17 or 18 minutes. It's a big chance for Abruzzi. He knows it.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Again, Abra's own doing the header. Just put it out for a corner. Don't head the ball back into that space there. and that's come from an Abra player. So that's poor again. Great movement from George on the outside, a little clip ball.
It's got to head out for a corner.
It's got to put it out, yeah. You know, you put it back into the danger area.
Sabri, they've responded well, Barry. In open play, though, they haven't scored many goals at all this season. McLagan, as we said, have scored 14 goals, and that's 45%. I think 7 or 8 of them have been penalties. And out of Barry's last 10 games, I think they scored 2 goals in open play.
Yeah, that's, you know, you're going to struggle with that, aren't you? You know that obviously, you know, you're conceding goals as well. It's a recipe for disaster. You know, but it's a big burden to put on the 9. You know, on McLagan. You know, they've got to be chipping in from elsewhere.
Definitely. Abra's away record, by the way, is not too bad at all. They've played 14. They've won 4 and drawn 6. 14 away games. That's not bottom. Well, it is obviously bottom, but their home form hasn't been great then.
No, they've been effective in games, and they're always in games.
John Owen, Franklin, between Green, Reese. I think Kavanagh fancies himself down the right-hand side against Reese. Reese has a tough job there. But Barry picked up the tempo of the game. They've gone a goal behind early. They've created 2 chances since. They know they're in the proverbial last chance saloon, Andy.
Yeah, but you know, Abra scoring the goal, they've given themselves something to hang on to, and you'll be amazed how people run and work hard when they know the opposition have got to score 2 goals. So, you know, they've given themselves a massive ask, but there's enough so far, you know, in this game to show they've had 2 really good opportunities to get back into it, and they will continue to grow chances. But what they're going to do is, they're still not dealt with
Franklin when it breaks.
With Franklin and also John Owen.
Yeah,
that's still not been boxed off, so they'll come unstuck again later in the game with that 2 players.
McLagan is going looking for work as well. Already, great ball. What a ball that is. He's back in again, Davis. Does he pull other people in, or does he look after it? He's got the cross in. Franklin with a header just wide of the target. They're 2 against 1 in there again then. If the cross is right, Franklin scores.
He's done really well again, but again, I've got to ask the question of the defender. You get out there, and it's like I've done enough. And it's not. Stop the cross. You managed to get the ball into the box too easy, and Franklin is just underneath it and just missed. You go out there, and Hughes went out there on the goal.
Stop the cross.
Get out there and do more. It's not enough to just get out there and think that because the ball's been in the box, I've done my job. It's not enough, Jonah.
Andy Morrison with us. Led Connors Key Nomads to 2 unbelievable titles in the last 2 seasons. Currently working for Manchester City as an ambassador and a top-class commentator. He's joined us this afternoon, special guest for a special game. Barry need 3 points to stay in the JD Cymru Premier League. Currently 1 goal behind to a Stephen Davis goal if you've just joined us. It's a feast of mistakes and half chances so far.
Yeah, you know, the real bit of quality has come from Abra. You know, a fabulous cross, great movement, aggressive in his desire to get to the ball, and that's been the difference so far, that 1 moment of real quality.
At this stage last season, Barry lost to Carnarvon in a playoff, for a European playoff, so it's another big encounter at Jenner in front of their own fans. Can they turn it round this afternoon? Sainty, too much on that, goes straight through to Zabri, and Corbacero will be pleased now. They just seem to stem the tide the last couple of minutes.
Really important in these periods, Jonah, now to get your shape back and get your distances between the units. Kill the game off. I'm talking for Abra now, to make sure that there's no gaps in between. And how are we going to do now for these second phases, wherever this ball drops now, making sure we've got people in that area. Because it's the one chance when that ball's in the keeper's hands that you can get back into a solid shape.
It's a great touch.
Brilliant.
Just trying to pry through the lines there, it's caught them out a bit. Brucey, he can bomb down that left-hand side. He gives width to the team. He's got to look after it. It's good tracking there from Wynn. They've definitely targeted that, Andy. They're going down in it every time, down in that corner up to Chris Hugh. Just a long ball, and they're getting punched from it every time.
Getting down the side, and again, Franklin has just wandered into midfield space with nobody near him. I mean, it will break down, they'll win the ball back.
And he'll get it. How clever is that, by the way? How to buy a free kick by Harry Franklin.
Yeah, he started really well, and we just spoke earlier on, John, about the last phase of play. He's ran from the halfway line, he's got to the edge of the box, and there's nobody near him. You know, nobody's accountable. That's got to come from the sideline.
Ben Wynn, by the way, that was my mistake. It was Wynn, but he did really well because he just covered the ball. He's he said to Callum Saintey, foul me please, and he's bundled him over in a great position. Now Matthew Jones has 10 goals in the league this season.
Best in the league.
10
Best in
goals.
the league, Jonah, for me.
Right, here he goes. He scored 3, I think, or 4 in the league, 6 in the cup, but 7 have actually been from this sort of angle.
I was at the Aber versus Barry game at the start of the season, and he bent one into the far corner, and he's done it many times since. And he can go left and right. That's his quality. He can go either side. So
how big
this will be a
is
chance.
this? Jones, he'd be full of confidence. Run-up's not. Oh, it's a great shot, just wide of the target, and he definitely asks questions of Lewis. If that's on target, I'd like to see the replay.
Well, it'd be good to see it again, because I think the keeper.
No run-up catches the keeper out.
The keeper's gone early, so I think I'd like to think he's got. Would he have got if he found the corner? It's a goal. Fabulous,
I think it's a goal.
Fabulous technique again.
Is that the lack of a run-up, Andy, giving the goalkeeper no chance to read it?
Listen, I never took a free kick. I never had the box. I never had that quality. And he is very, very good. So I'm not sure what his thought process is. But he always asks questions. And
22 years of age.
Probably disappointed that the keeper's not had to make a save, because technically it was a fabulous effort.
I'll tell you what it is, Andy. It's a massive warning to Barry and giving free kicks away around the box. Barry reply now with their own set play. Brucey will come over and take the corner, like you say now. How do you gauge in this, Andy? Run us through this. A couple of springers in there, markers. Who are the free jumpers?
Obviously, Aber are leaving a player up, so they've got to be weak somewhere, and you've got to go and exploit that.
Corner in, header. Cooper gets the header away, just catches Jenkins on the back of his neck. I think he's just done enough work there, Jenkins.
Yeah, it's gone into an area where. Yeah, he's not been blocked off. I mean, I'm not sure who's blocking. I don't think they've really gone. They've only got one Springer in there. And if it misses that, like that there...
Jenkins gets the header. Chance now on the back post. Seconds from Stephen Davis. Hooks it away for a corner. And one more pace on the corner, Andy.
Yeah, but it's into a decent area. Now it's for them to go and win it. I mean, Jenkins has got a fabulous leap, and he jumps and he attacks things really well, but I've never been convinced with Aber on these corners. When I've seen this season, if you take Thorne out of the game and you miss him, then it's a 1v1 battle all over the pitch.
In it comes again. Headed down. Every challenge. Back post. Just wide of the mark. Goal kick. Not the worst of balls in from Aaron Davis. He stood it up a little bit too much. Just beat the far post.
Saintey just hasn't been able to get himself in there. No, but there's danger there, because you're literally looking at a 1v1 and 4 different players, Jonah. Once you miss Thorne, it's a straight battle, and who gets to the ball first.
Tough question, Andy, because of your involvement in this league. And did you see Barry slipping as low as this season? Hard question, I know.
I know it's a tough one, because I know what qualities they've got. But I'd have to be, if I'm brutally honest, I'd have to say yes, Jonah. I'd have to say yes, I would. When I just look at the strength of the league, and I've seen how after we played them last season, and then they went into the Carnarvon game, and from there onwards, it just seems to have regressed slowly. The manager today, there's got to be to a point where he says, listen, you've got yourself in this mess with the quality you've got. You've got to get yourself out of it. There's sometimes that, the manager can do so much. I get that. The players have got to take ownership.
I think McLagan may have bought one here. With great bit of acting if he's got that corner. I'd like to see the replay on that. There's 28 minutes on the clock. A Steph Davis goal gives the Seasiders from West Wales a 1-0 lead. Brucey again, exactly the same corner. Header. Yeah. Well, the service is there. With a bit more pace, I'd like it though still.
Yeah, it is hard to generate the pace, from that almost a standing start. He gets there. Yeah, maybe a couple in on the goal line just for that second phase when the ball's been headed down. Because I think Cooper will win most of them.
They've met 3 times this season in head-to-heads. Aber, in fact, have won 2 and have drawn at Jenna. So were they to win this afternoon, that would be unbelievable. Oh, Davis. Free kick given. He's a little bit unlucky there. And Hugh wasn't convincing then again.
He wasn't, Jonah, but the key again was Franklin was there.
Yeah.
If the referee doesn't blow the whistle, Franklin's in. And somebody's got to get goal side of him. And I'm speaking to a couple of players this year who have marked him, and his movement is akin to Aaron Edwards as a youngster, who made runs relentlessly, and it was the amount of runs he made more so than the quality of runs.
Chance here, he's got a chance of getting it as well. Cooper's got a lot to do. It's good defending from Cooper, but Aberystwyth are simply feeding the right side of the pitch in that left centre-back area, and every time they go down there, they're looking dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, the defending as a three. There's no combination between him and the left wing back of Brucey. It's
too far apart.
Yeah, it's far too far apart. They're not defending as a five or attacking as a five. They're just disjointed.
Wynn will take the throw, fire it in again. The centre backs go forward, more central this time. Great flick, Jenkins. Seconds are there. Bradford gets it down. Chance, Davis. Good block by Cooper.
Kept it alive. Kept it alive in the first phase was all you asked for. Make sure the ball doesn't come out of the box. We'll get a corner, we'll get a second phase. Keep it alive. Done it really well.
Steph Davis is a bit of a, if you like, a scrapper as a centre forward as well.
Handful.
Yeah, he's a handful.
I was impressed with him a couple of seasons ago, and I'm not sure where he went, but I remember
I think he went back to Penryn.
He played in a game against us, and I remember thinking he was a handful. He backed in well, he's strong, aggressive, he wants to go and get involved in that side of the game.
Well, you see where he stood now. He stood right in front of Mike Lewis, trying to put him off while the big men come in for the corner. Jones, not enough on it again. Sainty, seconds. Wynn gets it wide. Jones, get out of his feet and get the ball in. Great ball in. McLagan heads away. Wins first touch. Looks for a bit of a Burkamp type of lob.
You're always going to get the second phase. They've left Kavanagh and Cottrell up, so when the ball comes out of the box, you're going to have to defend the second phase as well.
Hugh looking for the early run. Not convincing again then until Zabri finally got a big shout on that one. For me, Aber are going to need another goal. Maybe wrong. 3 youngsters. Great to see it today. They've laid everything on Barry to try and get behind their team. They've got bouncy castles and the like, but it all pales into significance, unfortunately, if they don't get what they really want. 3 points.
Yeah, there's a lot of football left in this yet.
George.
It's a very open game.
It's a great game to watch.
One team is sat in and trying to counter, with a deep block. It's just an open game where two teams are going having a go at each other. Entertaining to us, not if you were the manager of either team. I'd have thought you'd be sat on edge.
Green gets it through to McLagan. McLagan takes a touch, goes round Jenkins. He'll drive towards the box. It's a free kick. Surprised he hasn't given it. Davis. Green retreats and gets a ball back up to a Brucey. This is as end-to-end a game as I've seen for quite a while. Green. Davis. Bradford still on loan from TNS. McLagan now asking a question, where if he did go to ground and it wasn't a free kick, was it a dive?
I don't think it's a dive. I think it's one of them. Great bit of skill here, by the way, but I think
it's a touch there. I think he's unlucky.
I think it's either way. If he gives a foul, I don't think you can complain. If he doesn't give a foul, I think the referee's probably got it right.
Great battle between them two this afternoon. It's a lot on your shoulders when you're 20 years of age. I think he's played 85 games so far in this league as a 20-year-old.
Fantastic. Yeah. And it'll be great to see his development in the next couple of years.
Bradford fires the throw down. Brucey. Next goal. Oh, there's a free kick. I mean, that's the easiest free kick you'll ever get. I think Chesterfield will start to see at the moment that's not working in over that side.
No, I agree with you, John. I don't think it is. It's a left back there going against a striker. You want one of your centre halves going and dealing with that, and it is slightly disjointed at the minute. But I'm sure Gav will look at that at half time. There's a lot of time left in the game, and also a lot of time for the manager to make decisions, to get it right, because at the moment it's not working.
Matthew Jones territory this, by the way. The big men up again. Bradford, Jenkins, Owen. Plenty of good headers of the ball in the box. Jones with a great delivery. Jenkins, could he have been a bit braver then? Was he just looking for somebody out of the corner of his eye?
I don't know if it's bravery. I think he's just timed it wrong, because he's definitely got in there too easily. It's a fabulous ball again from Jones. It's in there. I just think he's mistimed it. Yep, just ahead of him. No, but then who's coming in behind him? Because if they get that right, you can't ask for a better ball.
What a ball that is.
Get the ball into the right area and then, you know, ask questions afterwards. A fabulous ball again from Jones.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, Andy, I'm sure even in your great team in the last 2 years, even Jones would be a good addition with that type of quality.
Well, listen, dead ball situations are so important, you know, and again, that's 2 or 3 times now he's put the ball into fantastic areas.
Davis, hooked on. John Owen, just put it in a minute. Oh, Hugh hooks it clear, but Bruce will try and keep it in play.
Just gone a little bit scruffy again, hasn't it? Just a little bit, yeah. Had that period of pressure where they had a couple of chances.
Key time now, Andy.
Yeah.
35 minutes on the clock. The next goal. I mean, as a commentator, you say it so many times, but when you are at this stage of the season, a second goal against Barry could be a tearjerker, because that would mean 3 required.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's all over if they get another one.
Second ball cleared this time by Barry, and that's into that area again where they're not really dealing with. McLagan's on here, 1 against 1 against Davis. Davis almost gets it in. Does McLagan take the shot on? McLagan! Brilliant save, Zabri. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper. McLagan did all he could to get Barry on level terms. Claps the goalkeeper's save, by the way.
You can't get into the strikers there from a ball out of the box. You got a 3v2 when the ball was in the box, and this happens. It's a great save. He's got a shot up. I thought he'd taken too long, but the keeper's done really well. That can't happen, Jonah. You can't, with 3v2 when the throw-in goes into the box, they can't pick the ball up. Again, communication, and again, not organised and dealing with a dangerous situation.
Great to be hearing Andy's assessment of all these set plays. Headed in again, Cooper. Cooper has won 4 headers in there. Jenkins, that right-hand side, exactly what we've been talking about, is on again, and it's Franklin. Will he get the run? Decides to pass it this time to win. Still nobody. Offside flag. I think Franklin may be disappointed he didn't take that on himself then.
Do you know, it's the same as Liverpool City last Sunday. It's just end to end. We're not getting a chance to assess the corner, and there's a chance at the other end. Fantastic tempo to the game. Not as I'd like it to be, but as a viewer, fabulous to watch.
Sainty. Cooper gets it wide. So the distance is, like you said, the ball is being played from shirt to shirt too easily. McLagan gets the shot off the block from Bradford. Veal gets bundled by Green. Franklin looking for Davis in behind, or Wynn looking for Davis in behind.
Just on that, Johnny, you said that Cooper's won the last 4 headers. So what are Abra going to do now differently on the next one? How are they going to deal with that? What block are they going to get on Cooper? Or how are they going to use another player to stop that situation? Well, are they just going to wait?
I just think it's like you said, don't leave somebody up front, get somebody back and get a blocker on him.
Deal with it.
And get somebody else in as a springer.
Yeah, or man mark him and take him out, but get somebody in that penalty spot area where they've put 6 of their corners now. So you're dealing with things as they're happening in the game.
It's the same corner every time, yeah.
Yeah, into a certain area, and Cooper's won 3 of them. And the last one is dangerous, because that ball gets knocked down from the keeper. You're picking up that second phase. It's so dangerous.
Jenkins has come across now to mark Cooper, and the back post, there's a John Owen and Callum Sainty.
I don't think you'll out-jump John Owen, but you might outthink him. You might be able to get across the front of him or in behind him. But on a physical level, I think he's a match for Sainty.
How important now then, Andy, 7 minutes to half-time in a game of this magnitude for a young team like ABBA to have rode their luck and to go in 1-0 ahead?
Absolutely. It plays a huge part in it.
Jones. Franklin hooks it. Wynn will try and close down. Chesterfield to be disappointed. His team have done enough to get the equaliser.
They've created chances. You know, scoring goals are different, but if you're creating chances, which they have done.
It's a great punch from the young keeper. That's as brave as you like. You want that all day long. Come out as far as his 12-yard spot and punched it away.
Once you shout as a keeper, then you're relying on your team to stop the access to get into you. You know, that's a huge part in it. He puts his name on the ball. He comes for it strong, but you need players to block off people then. Makes it an easy access.
Kavanagh tries to thread one in. It's a good foot in from John Owen. Green. Kavanagh, can he get the shot off? Tries to guide a shot through. Owen. Cottrell will be docking you a few quid for that, son. You just wrecked one of our mics. We're not Manchester City with Scorio.
A little touch of frustration.
I don't think there'll be any Barry rock bands using that one again. There is the table in front of you. Cardiff Met, high, dry and safe from the bottom two. Christian Edwards will be pleased, as will Craig Allison. There's a late tackle. Green, he'll have to be careful there. He stayed down. It'll be a yellow at least.
It's a yellow, yeah. It's just momentum. You know, Clayton's so aggressive on that first press.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you just stuff getting out of the way, if you're going to go in there, then you're going to get caught. It's just takes the ball and it's just momentum through.
It's yellow.
Yeah, it's a yellow. And there's
little bit of afters.
There's no intent there though. It's not trying to go in. You know, I think the situation in that where there's no bonus going in there. Yeah. It's just let them take the ball and we'll take the throw in. But in a game like this now, there's this period of time left.
There's choosing your moments. Can't make a mistake. There's choosing your moments in there to make them type of tackles. Yeah, it's a great tackle. Like you say, he slides through with it. I mean, 10 years ago, nobody would have looked at that twice, would they?
Fabulous tackle. But it's, again, just excessive force, you know, means a yellow card in modern football and no more.
He's still doing plenty of talking there at the moment, which is very interesting. And there's a couple of... Does McLagan get a yellow? Yellow for Veal. And it looks like Cottrell may be collecting one as well. He's not having no messing around. Veal says why. There's one solution, boys. Get away from there.
Yeah, listen, again, I'm not sure if Cottrell's going to get a yellow also. We've not seen him. I don't think he has. But, you know, it's a yellow card and that's it. Let's just move on.
It will be interesting to find out at half-time what sort of cards were given out there.
It affects any momentum as well that you might be building. It's good for Aber, you know, take time out of the game so we get them back on the edge of their box.
Cardiff Met and Barry have only won 8 of their 30 games this season. And they were the two least after Kevin Druids. Just not enough.
No.
They could still got the opportunity to make it their 9th this afternoon. No, the second half is going to be some 45 minutes. It's been a great first 42. Ball in again. Veal puts it into a good area. Goalkeeper comes a long way and punches clear. Lewis, he's off his line. Wynn tried it. See the idea there by Wynn. Thorne knocks it back in. Lewis comes and collects.
I think this game, John, it can only go the same way in the second half, and I'll tell you why. Because regardless if Aber sits in, with the physicality and the legs they have, they can't help but go and counter the opposition. So they leave themselves open then to the counter. You know, you've got Owen and Franklin who want to break forward. They're not going to sit in. So the game's going to be wide open in the second half. Exactly the same, yeah.
Don't go away.
And that's because of the personnel on the pitch.
Sainty, it's a good tackle from Owen.
There it is again.
There he is again, yeah, he's in acres of space. Green will have to be careful this time. Franklin, he likes a shot from long distance also, Franklin. He's been the main player. There's a bit going off the ball there with Sainty and Owen. It's getting really lively in there. It's what will happen. There will be personals. John Owen had a yellow. Veal had a yellow. And Clayton Green, 3 yellows were brandished.
Will we finish with 11v11, Joe?
I don't think so. There you are. I'll put my... I don't think it will, especially if Aber were to get another one, or... There's plenty to go yet in this game. It's a box of tricks so far, Andy, you've got to be fair. There have been chances, there have been goalkeeper saves, there have been mistakes aplenty. There's only been one goal. The goal was a class goal, Andy.
It was, yeah, the real moment of quality in the game. Far too easy. It was like off the training ground. Pick it up in midfield on a post, play it wide on the post, cross into the ball on the post. Then all the work comes from Steph Davis, who, you know...
Brilliant.
Fantastic desire to get to the ball first, but all too easy for Abbott in that early moments.
Football can be a simple game sometimes, Andy. Like you said, 3 passes it was. one out to the right-hand side. Didn't just pick his head up and put it in that area where every manager says, just put it in that area, son, and see if your centre-forward can get there.
Yeah, a lot to be said for that, trust me.
Can the keeper come and collect? Sabri, his kicking hasn't been great. Doesn't kick it as long as Lewis, but a couple of smart saves keeps his goal net at 1-0. 3 added minutes. Looks like Bala got over the line this afternoon, Andy, as second place in Europe. A great season for Colin Caton.
Yeah, listen, I'd love to give great credit to Colin. You know, you're talking about 15 odd years, and to keep the same desire, the same work rate and the same intensity that Colin has. I saw Colin earlier in this season in the game, and it's exactly the same as he was when I was at Airbus 10 years ago.
No change.
Doesn't change, you
Great.
know, and that's incredible from him, and I'm so pleased for him, and you know, and I hope he gets the recognition he deserves for that, because it's year after year after year you're doing the right things.
It's not
absolutely
easy.
No, to keep that intensity and to keep that passion that he has for his team is remarkable, and well done, Colin.
Yeah, absolutely. Europe again for Bala as the second place team in the JD Cymru Premier team. Newtown will be hoping that TNS beat Penabont in the final, because they would then go in as the third place. That final is 2 weeks Sunday. Sainty, last minute of the first period in a must-win game for Barrytown. Kavanagh hasn't really got it, Jones, yet. Great tackle, Jones. Now Jones is doubling up more.
Yeah, worked really hard there.
Yeah, he has.
I thought Matthew Jones, I thought he should have gone to him and not allowed him to face him. Go and ask a question of him, made it too easy. Once he faces you, then you're in trouble. But great recovery run from John Owen.
Yeah, and they've most probably played more as a 5, and Barry have defended as a 3. Like you said,
I think so, yeah.
Barry's wing backs have gone really high. A bit of respite. We haven't had a lot, Andy. There's 15 seconds left on. Fair 1-0, or do you think Barry, with their chances, should be going in level?
I think Barry with a chance, I think it should be level.
Yeah.
But that moment of quality, and it's been a terrific game to watch. You know, it's the intent has been non-stop. It's been end-to-end. Two teams going toe-to-toe. And Barry just on the outside of that little bit of quality lacking at this moment.
And Franklin, the main danger man?
Absolutely. And he will continue. There he is again now, stood in the middle of the pitch, no one near him. You know, and that's what you're doing against a back 3 against one striker, and then you've got almost two 10s. Nobody's accountable for them.
Yeah.
So if Corbs has seen that, then it's really, really clever from him.
That long ball, Davis should deal with that. Heads it clear. Only back as far as George. Again, the ball like a pinball machine in our midfield, fighting around everywhere. Chesterfield says one last chance. Kavanagh. George will bomb it in. They have 15 seconds left to get this in. What a time this would be to equalise now for a team hoping to stay up. Davis will get a chance to tee up the cross. They've stayed in as well, ABBA. Back post. It's a poor ball from Davis. And it'll allow the referee to blow the final whistle of the first half. At half-time, it's Barrytown 0, Aberystwyth Town 1. It's a big second half in play. Please come back to myself, Mark Jones, and the legend that is Andy Morrison.
Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C. Screwfix Sprint, y noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Aberystwyth ar fantes ar yr egwyl yn y Bari, y ddau glwb yn brwydro i aros ar uwch cyngred Cymru JD, a Steph Davies yn taro yn gynnar. Faint mor bwysig fydd y gol yna, faint mor bwysig fydd eiliadau fel hyn, clotrol drwy'r canol, ond modfeddi yndi, taro'r postyn, a dyna fydd y gwahaniaeth ar ddiwedd y gêm yma, ar yr egwyl, ar Barc Jenna, yr ymwelwyr Aberystwyth ar y blaen o gol i ddim. Maen nhw wedi bod yn chwarae down, deeper and down fan hyn ar yr egwyl. Dwi'n credu bod hwnna'n addas gyda tîm yn disgyn o bosib o uwch cyngred Cymru JD am gêm yn y densiwn yr eithriol yma, Sean. Mae'n yma ni fel y gol yn syth. Gymaint o bwysau ar y ddau dîm, ond anffordd i ddechrau o ran Aberystwyth.
Ie, y dechreuad perffaith i Aberystwyth. Dwi'n siŵr bod y tîm reoli ddim yn disgwyl hyn, ond chwarae da lawr y dde, win. Dwi'n hoffi'r ffordd mae fe wedi dechrau'r gêm yma, a Steph Davies, yr athro yn rhoi gwers i unrhyw ymysodwr ifanc, siwt i wneud diving header, ond nid diving header, yr anger i gyrraedd y bêl gyntaf. Gwych gan Steph Davies.
Ie, mae'r clwb wedi rhoi'r sylw ar ei gwefannau cymdeithasol. Be ni sochi dros y gwyliau, Mr Davies, achub Aberystwyth yw'r ateb. Mae fe'n gymeriad penderfynol sy'n gyfarwydd iawn â fe. Wedi bod yn bwysig iddyn nhw'n ddiweddar.
Ie, dwi'n gyfarwydd â Steph wedi chwarae gyda fe Henry Coch, a mae fel dyn pren. Sa'n ni'n gweld neb sydd ddim yn gallu stretcho fel Steph Davies. Dwi ddim yn hyd yn oed yn poethi lan cyn y gêm achos o'n mor stiff. Ond un peth mae'n gallu gwneud yw sgorio gol, a fe wneud e hefyd rhoi ei hunan o amgylch y cae. Sa'n gwybod wneud e par ar 90 munud, ond gret o dechrau i Aberystwyth a gret o gol i Steph Davies.
Ie, angerdd yn disgrifio da fel yna. Yn ôl dath y Bari, fel byddech chi'n disgwyl. Mae rhaid nhw ennill. Mae mor syml a hynny. A fel o ti'n sôn yn sylwebeth, Sean, modfeddi sydd yn lif yn un, Jordan Cottrell.
Ie, dyna'r gwahaniaeth rhai weithiau. Amddiffyn Aberystwyth Monach yn yr amddiffyn, ond ti'n meddwl bod hwnna'n mynd mewn. Cottrell yn meddwl bod hi'n mynd mewn, a mae'n dod off y postyn o straight mewn i dwylo Sabre. Anlwch pyr i'r Bari. Tacl bwysig, oedd hi ddim yn tacl o ran ennill y bêl, ond falle maen nhw'n mentro, falle fynd yna'r gwahaniaeth ni'n gweld hefyd, Bari'n dod yn agos unwaith eto. Ie, sa'n siŵr os gath e cyffyrded, ond hon eto, croesau dwf, ond dyna beth mae tîm Bari yn tîm mowr, dyna'r dacteg, ond nhw'n cael sawl cic cornel a trial chwarae Aberystwyth yn yr awyr. A hon oedd y cyfle oedd McLagan moyn, achos mae lan erbyn Davies, Jenkins sydd wedi cael y swydd o edrych ar ôl yn y prawn, ond oedd e lan am y gic gornel, felly sefyllfa fel fydd McLagan yn edrych i gael un mewn ddo. Ie, chi wedi cael ambell i fflach o'r hyn mae Kay McLagan yn gallu i greu, allan nhw ddim weithiau hefyd, ond tra bod nhw'n ymosod, mae Aberystwyth yn gwybod bod yna gyfleoedd a fyna fylchau i wrth ymosod, allan nhw wedi cael cwpl mwy falle? Ie, efo'r system a Aberystwyth yn chwarae hefyd, mae'n gallu bod yn amddiffynol, mae'n gallu cael bron i 10 person tu ôl i bêl, ond hefyd mae'n gallu troi a gallu chwarae ar y counter fel petai. A Steph Davies yn un, be mae'n ein dda fan hyn, mae'n gwrdd y sneb yn y blwch, dal y bêl lan, cael ei groesod mewn, a modfeddi eto. Ie, mor agos, ond mor bell, efallai un gol sydd ynddi, mae mor gyffos, just i atgoffa chi, mae popeth sydd wedi digwydd pnawn, mae rhaid i'r Bari ennill, neu mi fydden nhw'n gorffen yn y ddau safle gwaelod, a wel, gewn ni weld os fydden nhw'n disgyn, mae yna bethau digwyddodd ar y cae, allai effeithio hynny. Oddi ar y cae fan hyn yn sylwebu yn Saesneg, mae yna gymeriadau mawr y gyngred, sydd wedi gadael y gyngred tymor yma yn anffodus, mae'n braf cael ei gyda ni ar sgorion sylwebu yn Saesneg. Andy Morrison, cyn reolwr Ceicona, mae fe gyda Sian y Dafydd.
Diolch, Del. Andy, I have to say it's fantastic to see you back. It's fantastic to have you as a part of our Scorio team today. Good to be back amongst it.
Yeah, I've been asked a few times and, I've turned it down, but it's the last game of the, almost the last game of the season, and it's a great opportunity to come down and catch up with everyone.
We'll talk about what you've been up to in a bit, but first of all, what were your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, wide open, a fantastic game of football. No real structure to the game, no team has sat in deep and anybody or playing a counter-attack, and it's just open end to end, and it's a fabulous spectacle. Not easy if you're a manager, I imagine, but a great spectacle for viewing.
And Andy, you know, it's been, well, I've lost count of how many months it's been since you left the league, but what have you been up to, and are you enjoying having a little break?
I'm enjoying, yeah, life's great. A chance for me to do a lot of things that I want to do in my life, you know, and a lot of things that I need to work on myself as well, in so many areas, and also educating myself in football. You know, I've been into now eight clubs within the football structure, looking at how teams are doing things, and I've really enjoyed it, you know, and I don't want to be out for too long, but I'm really enjoying the time away from football.
And in terms of the Cymru Premier, Andy, have you been keeping an eye on things, and are you a bit surprised how things have unfolded this season?
Well, listen, I watch the interviews, I watch the highlights because I love it. You know, you can't be in a league for 10 years and not still, you know, just totally detached. So I see what's happening in the league, and you know, and yeah, there are of course there's a few surprises along the way. Of course there is, but you know, TNS are back at the top, where they'll think is their rightful place. But you know, it's up to somebody else now to step up to the mark and go and challenge them.
Just quickly, Andy, you're in the commentary box today, but if you were in that changing room, what would you be saying to Barry Town and those players?
I would be saying do very much at what you're doing. You know, you've got to go and get a result, so they have to be brave. It'll leave them open, you know, because Franklin's a handful, and he's clever. He finds little pockets, and they're not really dealing with that because they've got 3 against 1. Barry are playing 3 against 1, and it's allowing other people to find space, but they've got to go all out. They've got to go and find a way. You know, no excuses. Go and find a way to win the game.
Andy, I'll let you go. It's been brilliant chatting to you. Wel, Aberystwyth sydd ar y blaen o gol I ddim, yr ail hanner I ddod ar ôl yr egwyl.
Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C. Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Croeso nôl ato ni, yr awyr las uwchben Parc Jenner, a mae'n gymyledion yn casglu o ran y bari. Fel mae pethau'n sefyll, maen nhw'n disgyn uwch, Cyngor Cymru JD yn colli y gol i ddim yn erbyn Aberystwyth. Cofiwch am eich canfwyntiau heno o ben wythnos y Pasg o gemau di Gwener, 6 gem di Gwener.
Set y gol
barod. Nawn ma hefyd. A mae un tîm di ennill pob gêm. Sdim un gêm gyfartal di fod. A diw'r tîm sydd di colli ddim di sgorio. Yw'n ei synwyr i chi, a mae'r patrwm yn parhau. Mae angen gol ar y bari. Ydyn ni'n fynd yn ôl at Owain Tudur Jones a Nick Parry.
Welcome back to Jenner Park in Barry, where Barry Town are fighting for their survival in the JD Cymru Premier League. They're a goal behind at half-time against Aberystwyth. Stephen Davis' goal in the first couple of minutes gives the Seasiders a chance of sealing their relegation survival this afternoon. Still alongside me after doing numerous interviews at half-time, Andy Morrison. Andy, you said you enjoyed the first half and you're looking forward to this.
Yeah, listen, the game can only lead to an open game because of Barry's need to get back into it. That's going to invite Aber, to counter, and that's the way they're playing. And it's going to be wide open, and it's going to be an intriguing second half.
No changes at the half-time, Andy. Would you have made any changes at half-time?
No, listen, Gav knows the fitness of the players. He knows who's injured, who's ready to go, who can't. Jonathan Hood's got a goal in him, and you're trying to find where a goal's going to come. And apart from McLagan at the minute, who's going to score for Barry? That would be the question.
Yeah, I have to agree. Hood has it in the locker to produce. He's been away from the league for a while. Veal there again in midfield, right? He picked up a booking, but does a lot of the untidy work, Jamie Veal.
Yeah, everybody's playing a role, haven't they? It's those little things, that second ball there, getting in and around McLagan and breaking up the attack. That's going to be pivotal this second half. Those areas just in front of the two centre-halves.
Chris Hugh, Green, again being pressurised by Veal. Ball back from Hugh. Davis will chase it all the way down. Decent touch from the goalkeeper and cleared his lines well. Sainty wins the first header. Thorne. Great ball from Wynne into Davis. Davis gets into the box. He'll drive through. There's nobody marking him down. Chance here to make it. Oh, big chance. He should have definitely taken it first time.
Stood in the box, stood in the Barry box
by
and
himself.
A post. Yeah, so obviously it's not been dealt with at half-time.
He's got to take that first time. He's had a great game. First mistake of the game for me. Here it is, Andy.
Yeah, and it's Sainty arriving back in the box, and that's going to continue to be the problem for them, and it's highlighted. Sometimes it's easier up here to see that, as obvious as it is, but it's not been rectified at half-time, and he will be the difference in the game.
I think he's just put his hand up as well to Steph Davis to say, what a ball, keep producing them and I'll produce for you next time. Time 47. That Chesterfield would be looking at his clock already. He knows what a vital 45 minutes is, because the other results today in the bottom six, Connors Key sealed their safety with a 3-0 good 3-0 home win. Green hooks it away. Go back to the results as the ball breaks. Cottrell flips it on. Wynne, who's picked up a lot of second balls in our midfield. Jenkins challenges Davis for the header. Davis just puts it in behind. Andy, Connors Key, their 3-0 victory. They've let one goal in the last 9 games. I was down here a couple of weeks ago when the centre forward Harrison scored a goal out of absolutely nothing, which got 10 men Connors Key a point. How important are them clean sheets? Nine clean sheets.
It's I think it's a identity of the club, and they've carried that on. It's been there for a few seasons now with the best, but there's a lot of detail that goes into that. There's a lot of work, but they also, the major
major point for me this season is Byron Harrison coming back into the picture. Byron scored the goal down here which changed the season.
It was a class goal.
Yeah, in the game against Cardiff, he assisted and he scored. He scored again today, you know, and he's been the change for me. It's given the club an identity on the pitch. It's given them a bit of predictability, and he's been the key change. And
so Byron Harrison could be the new Mike Wilde.
Listen, it was a big shoes to fill in the first place. My last 2 games at the club, you know, we won. We scored 6 and a 4. And Byron was exceptional in them 2 games played. He was just beginning to find his feet. Obviously picked up an injury or something. I'm not sure what happened, but he was out of the picture for the best part of 10 games, 12 games. He's come back in and he's given the club an identity to them. You know, and I can't speak high enough of him. I've been so pleased with how he's managed to turn it around, and probably things that were out of his control, but he's shown great leadership and shown what a man he is.
Yeah, like I say, we have to congratulate Cardiff Met as well, because safety is confirmed, a 5-0 victory against Kevin Druids. Look, Jenkins gets the early jump, is headed away by Davis. Matthew Jones. Veal again. Bradford. Green will just chase it down in the corner. It's not the start.
Just on that long throw there, Jonah. You know, that's 2 or 3 times now that the lad Jenkins. He's got a fabulous leap, a standing leap. But jump up and head the ball now. You know, we know you can jump really high, but now go and head the ball.
That's what it's all about, Andy.
Exactly, and he's got an exceptional leap, but he needs to go to the next level now, start heading the ball.
That's what it's all about. Oh, he's been chances in. Davis was in the middle. Shot gets off. What a save from Lewis. Wrong option that time from Wynne. Steph Davis was in acres by himself in the box. I'm sure we may see a reaction from him now. You look at this replay, Andy. If
I
he
think
puts
it's
it in
a really
early,
poor decision. Really poor decision to shoot from that angle. When the turnover there now, it's one touch. You put the ball straight in. Steph Davis has gotten. Oh, it's a really, really poor decision. Yeah, you know, that could be the game over. He just could have reversed it back inside then. Wow.
big chance for Aberystwyth with the second goal would surely seal the deal on their relegation survival. Barry needs something now. The first 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the second period, you would have expected them to come out and really press on. Franklin again in acres of space. Davis, it's a great tackle from Hugh. You had to get the ball. It's more like it from Chris Hugh. But the runners again, Andy, they were dangerous runners.
The only concern with me, Jonah, is they've got in so many times in so many good areas and made poor decisions. Will it come back to, to affect them as the game goes on? Because Barry will have a period where they'll get back into this. And they've got in there really well, but the final moment has been poor. And this game should be out of sight already.
McLagan will keep going. McLagan has been... he's a Barry lad, born and bred in Barry. His father's a Barry lad, champion boxer, Welsh champion boxer from Barry. McLagan has that fighting ability about him as well. Just needs another chance this afternoon. Great spin from Owen. McLagan being marked by Davis. Cottrell needs to get in the game as well in that 10 role.
Yeah, it's been difficult to find any spaces because Aber have definitely been the superior team.
Jones, is a great ball from Jones. He finds Wynne, who's getting in acres of space again down the right hand side between the two left footers. Wynne, can he put it in? Decent ball across the front. There wasn't a lot of difference to the ball from the first half,
Yeah, just a bit more, slightly more difficult for Davis to get across that near post.
Barry fans on the far side trying to get their team going. You could hear the drums most probably in the background. They're in bright sunshine. Davis wins the header. Cottrell. Like you said, Andy, they've got to start getting something, Barry, even as if a free kick in good areas. Davis gets it before Steph Davis. He's definitely a good centre forward, Steph Davis. He's playing against three centre halves and he's making a nuisance of himself.
The three centre halves, two of them are redundant throughout the game. It's one against Steph. He's not going to run in behind you, so the other two are doing nothing. So you don't have to worry about a ball over the top.
Yeah, so you've got to spot that.
Go back to a 2. It has to be a 2v1. They've got a 3v1 and allowing the 2 10s to just dictate the game.
Believe it or not, Andy, Barry haven't lost at Jenner Park to Aberystwyth since 2003 to a 2-1 scoreline. Could this be the second time in 20 years? And what a result it would be for Aberystwyth.
Massive result for Aberystwyth. But, you know, up to this moment in time now, we're nearly 55 minutes into the game. Aber have got the best structure to them. You know, there's a shape. Everybody seems to know what they're doing. And Barry is a little bit off the cuff, you know, and it's definitely disjointed.
And, you know, we've got to let the viewers know, one goal, as we've said a few times in this commentary, is not enough now. It has to be two. It has to be a win for Barry to stay in the Cymru Premier League. Zabre, Sainty and George go for the same ball. Great ball from Franklin. John Owen. Oh, what a spin he does. The Cruyff you talked about in the first half. Gets it across. Green will head it away. You called that Andy Fairdues during the first half?
He's got a very good Cruyff. It reminds me every time we play against him, when he gets you one-on-one, he'll throw the Cruyff in. Just be aware of it.
Is that why you call him Johan and not John?
Small details, Jonah. you know he's going to do it, so make sure your players know about it before the game.
Hey, sounds good, that Andy. Johan Owen. Great ball. Franklin's in against Cooper. Cooper does well. He's had to cover a lot of ground.
He's had to get across there then, but again, Aber have got to tidy that up because they had an overload again. There was a 4v3.
Bradford.
Just getting that ball right is so important.
Davis with the first header, being closely marked. Green goes all the way back to Lewis. Spelled trouble, but Lewis done the best thing and just got rid of it. Owen. Yeah, he'll be pleased. Corbocero down below us. There's the Barry fans. They will start. They're going to show frustration. They're 10 minutes into the second period. Look at him. He's given us everything.
Yeah,
banging them drums for his team. All he wants is a couple of goals. Free kick there. If that's not a free kick, I don't know what is. Clayton gets away with one there for me. Veal's been the unsung hero. What a ball, that is. Chance here, Franklin. What a tackle that is as well. Cooper's done well in there.
He's done great to cover him, but they probably won't take it back far enough. But if you look where the run started, 10 yards inside his own half to break forward, and he stretches the opposition. But Johnny, even if Cooper deals with that run, there's going to be space for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's so hard to mark somebody who's willing to run that much and create space for other players. It's then up to your teammates to find and exploit that space.
He'll be disappointed he hasn't got on the score sheet so far this afternoon, Franklin. He won't be disappointed if the score stays like this, though. Jones, every time Jones takes a corner, there's danger around the Barry box. The sun in the eyes of the goalkeeper as well. Jones goes near with it. Chance here for a second. Bradford doesn't get the shot off. Second, which you talked about all the time.
Yeah, it's a terrific run across the front. I'm not sure if it was Jenkins. It's got across the front post.
It was Jenkins.
Yeah, which is just occupied there now. That run, I can't tell you how important that run is. You know, because you miss that, all of you miss it, it's game on then. Selfless run, and it's a fabulous set play.
Wynn takes the throw. Fires it across this time. Sainty will be favourite. Sainty heads it down. Franklin again in acres of space on the seconds. Jones. There's only one place I was going. Roy back in. Cooper heads away. Cottrell. Brucey and Hugh just changed positions. That's a great header back. I think he has made that. Thorne guided the header back. That's great tracking back from him. He is the linchpin of the midfield. Veal is like the footballer. Franklin is the star man. But Thorne, very much like his father.
Again improved. Again a young lad who I saw come in a couple of seasons ago and has developed. You know, and will he go to the next level, which will be perhaps, you know, a bit more legs in there. But he's definitely a great reader of the game.
Owen skips round Davis. He's got to put it in early. Chance again. Big chance. It's got to be this time. Oh, they're wasting chances, Aber. They want a penalty. Veal had a great opportunity there. They won't get the penalty, but that's two great chances.
I think you get your shots off, Johnny. You can't be getting a penalty as well. Terrific play from Aber, who's just running Barry ragged now. No, the defender's got to try and stop that. You get the shot on goal, you won't get the penalty as well.
Sainty, I think, in making the tackle. No, it's not Sainty. He's gone to ground. It looks like it could be Clayton Green. He's had He's had ankle problems, definitely. They've been playing him in periods because of his ankle, and he's gone over it again then. Sometimes, Andy, you can give as much as you can, but if it's gone, unfortunately.
They need a change. Something has to change the dynamics of the game, because Aber are running all over them, running all over Barry. You'd think Aber with the team that were needing to get back into the game.
Yeah.
You got Jarvis on there. You got Jonathan Hood. You've got quality to change the shape of the team.
Yeah, I don't know as well, Andy. Then listen, the rules, as we know, there's rules for this, rules for that. But the minute anybody goes down there, if I'm one of them two centre forwards sat on that dugout, that bench, I am out.
You're showing the manager that you want to get onto that pitch.
Yeah. Is the goal which could keep Aberystwyth within this league? Early ball, in it goes. Great diving header. Wanted to score it, Stephen Davis.
I've got to respect the finish, but again, I ask,
why didn't he stop
it's not
the
enough from you. Get out there, sell yourself. At least somebody else can get the shape of it will change if you get across there and make something happen.
Davis again. He's ploughing a long furrow up top, but he is working his socks off. Yeah, he doesn't look. He looks, if you like it,
There's nothing wrong with looking slightly not like a footballer.
Well, I'll tell you,
he's spent my whole career
what
doing
a man.
He's been brilliant.
What a man. What a shift he's put in. He could go as far at the moment. There's
the importance of the long throw here now. Look how Barry, every one of them has switched off now if they want to go and play short.
Yeah.
So go and work your way in now. So you've earned that space. Now go and exploit it by playing short and working your way into the box.
In it comes. Jenkins gets there first. He's up there again. He doesn't connect, like you said. Another chance goes begging for Aber. Corbacero below us is pulling his hair out in front of us. Chance after chance after chance. Half hour left on the clock.
Got a terrific leap, that lad Jenkins. He jumps incredible, but go and flick it. Go and win it.
He's got to stand up and just get going now. The Barry lads, whether it's on the bench, whether it's from the manager or one of the coaches, something has to happen. Great club, Barry, in the bottom two in the Cymru Premier League. Not a lot of people could have seen this coming. Franklin will get a free kick. They won plenty of titles under the likes of Gary Barnett, Paul and David Giles. Plenty of success here. Chesterfield, to his credit, has taken him into Europe a couple of times. I don't think many football people seen this coming at the start of the season. Newtown, Andy, another club who sometimes go under the radar. Could be, like you said, all dependent on the Welsh Cup. Chris Hughes does a fine job at Newtown.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked about him. Got a lot of respect for Chris. Been there for many years now and always had them punching, I wouldn't say above the weight this year, because I think they put together an exceptional squad, but that only comes from success. And when you've had success for a period of time, it allows you to strengthen your squad and bring in better players. And that's no disrespect to anybody else at the club, but it's a byproduct of the success has been able to bring stronger. This squad they've got this year, for me, is the strongest squad they've ever had.
I would totally agree.
They get European football again, and they add to that, Jonah. They're going to be a major force.
Yeah, I've seen that happening somewhere before with a club called Connors Quay for 5 or 6 years ago. Hughes is doing a great job. Shane Sutton, Ryan Sears and the likes. Quality defenders at this level.
Yeah, right across the board they've got pace in there, they've got experience. In Craig Williams, they've got an exceptional captain and leader. Leads by example.
Yeah,
been there for many years.
Coaching 500 games in
Absolutely
this league.
Fantastic. There's a lot of players in this league who get a lot of credit. I think Craig Williams is one of those players who I've watched for many years. I would have loved to have signed him 5 or 6, 7 years ago, but he stayed loyal to there and he's been brilliant. And Penny Bont have gone into a final, and Newtown are there if they don't get the victory, and great credit to Chris and all that he's done.
Wales against France. Game coming up on Scorio. Plenty of entertainment on the sports channels again with Scorio. They are peppering the Barry goals. They have to make it pay. Green again working hard in the hub of the midfield for Barry. Davis again knows the thorn in their side. But at present,
they've got that goal to hang on to, Jonah, and it's massive. They'll go back and start protecting if it's 0-0 and trying to hang on, but the goal has given them the impetus to go and ask questions of Barry.
Release them a bit.
Yeah.
Jenkins wins his defensive headers, like you say. When it's coming on to him like that, he leaps miles into the air and wins his defensive. He has to learn it up the other end of the pitch. The centre halves,
Yeah, I think this. Listen, I think this. There should be 6 to 10 goals from a Central African header ball.
Nathan Pete, 7 this season.
Exactly. And he can leap higher than most centre halves in this league. He's got to get his timing right.
George Horan, of course.
Yeah, but George is an exception. George's an exception to the rule.
Jenkins. That's a superb clearance from Jenkins. Linesman puts a flag up and says out of play. Corbacero disputes the decision. Chesterfield. It's a tough place to be. And every football manager has them days. Don't worry about that. Nobody in that dugout gets it easy all their career. You know that, Andy. Jenkins. Heads cleared again. Thorne. From an Aberystwyth point of view, Andy, if you're a director of Aberystwyth Town, you've got a young manager like Corbacero, and you've got a young team building like this. There's something going on at Aberystwyth if they could win this game this afternoon.
There's 2 points to that, Jonah. There's a valid point where you've got a good group of players. Hanging on to them is a different matter. Because, whether they leave the league or not, good players are wanted.
Yes.
There's 3 or 4 lads
like
here.
That lad there.
There's 3 or 4 lads that could definitely play in the top 6 and push on in their careers.
Yeah.
Whether that's at Aberystwyth, Corps has done a fantastic job. But when a team of young players in there and they're holding their own, there's vultures around. They're going to want to take them.
Yeah. That's just football.
Holding on to the lad Franklin in the summer, nigh on impossible. I think. You're going to have 3 or 4 teams in this league that are going to want to take him, let alone teams outside of the Welsh pyramid.
And that's the frank and excellent view of Andy Morrison. Cottrell, Jenkins again. Veal gets away with a back flick there. Bradford just waiting for Barry to start their second half. Veal. Brucey knocks it down into an area. Davis will go. Davis is going down now for Aberystwyth. All the tricks in the books will come out now. I don't think Corbacero will want to lose Stephen Davis. I can remember watching a team in this league for the last couple of seasons. Usually had a player go down in the 61st minute or the...
Only in Europe, Jonah. Please don't associate.
I waited a long time for this. I waited a long time for this.
There's a time and there's a place. You want these little moments in games where little benchmarks, 20 minutes, can we get there? The further the game goes, then you start getting into it.
I had my ears warmed by a goalkeeping coach called Neil Ebro.
He better not have been telling you too much.
Yeah, he didn't tell me a lot. He didn't tell me a lot. He was a big part of the victory, though.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Listen.
Brilliant.
At the level where I've worked at, I've never worked with anybody better than Neil Ebro as a goalkeeping coach. And you look at John Danby, Lewis Brass.
Yeah.
Now,
John Disney. Goalkeeper now.
Ollie Byrne.
Top of the clean sheets. That's a loss, that is, for me.
Exactly.
That is a loss there. John Owen will go in and most probably play as a centre forward. Franklin looks like going out to wide left. Alex Darlington, I'll tell you one thing. Callum Satie will be happier marking Darlington.
100%.
Darlington with the first flick. Cooper, will he see that out? Wins chased every ball.
But just going back to Neil Everell there, we were talking about, John Danby just left him to get on with it, goalkeeper of the season. Lewis Brass, goalkeeper of the season. Ollie Byrne, he's an exceptional coach.
Yeah, and he's a great lad as well. Superb. Worked his socks off for us. Ollie Byrne leads the top goalkeeper sheets, 16 clean sheets. Ramsey second with 13. Dave Jones 11. Rob Hughes is Carnarvon, leads the assists. Strong tackle. I don't see that as a yellow. Obviously the referee is right because of the technicality of tackling from
difficult.
behind.
It's
difficult.
When you look at the tackle from Clayton Green and then the 2 yellows, there's no difference. But it's the game. You can't come through the back of people, Jonah. When you come through the back, excessive force, it's a yellow card.
Andy, it's tough now commentating against your friends and teams you like, but I'm just waiting for Barry to get started in the second half. They got to score 2 goals to stay in this league.
I'll let you say it before me. It's it's just a lack of energy from all over the place. the realisation that, you know, this game goes against them, they're going to be relegated, and there's just nothing.
Veal. Decent ball in. Bradford. Franklin gets the shot off, doesn't connect, but they're still in it. They still got 22 minutes. They've got to create something now. Davis, you know, somebody got to make one of those 30 or 40 yard runs. McLagan's got to get around the area, get a shot off, make something happen. Sainty, you've got to be bombing on now. Brucey scored a wonderful goal here a fortnight ago against the Druids to keep his team in the race for staying up. But look at that, that's too easy.
It is, and you know, you'd expect at this time in the game Barry to be peppering Aber, pinned into their box, shot after shot, cross has gone into the box, and there's just nothing, you know.
Here we go. There comes the tactic board, and that tactic board, I think, should be saying, each one of you, go and get me 2 goals, whichever way you do it.
I would about putting the tactics board away and saying, let's go and win a tackle, let's get the ball in the box, let's get people in there, and let's get a goal. You know, put your tactics boards away.
Well, you just said you took the words out of my mouth, well, or I took the words out of your mouth, well, vice versa. Go and get me a goal, boys, please.
Yeah, get to the ball first, Jonah. Okay, get across the defender, put the ball into the box, show some intensity more than what the opposition are giving, and then see what happens from there. No, get a tactics board out.
Darlington. Thorne's impressed for me again. Here they are. Marcus Day, Nat Jarvis, Evan Press. Well, they've seen it from the bench themselves, so you know they'll have every reason to come on and prove themselves. That's too easy now. John Owen just strolling over the pitch 40 yards without the tackle being made into him, and that won't hurt Aber. Matthew Jones is clipped down the line.
Something will happen. Is it always a positive change? You know, Jarvis is going to bring a bit of physicality. Marcus Day, you know, started the season really well and drifted off a little bit, but it's a decision being made. Evan Press will come in for Clayton Green.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision from Chesterfield. It hasn't worked what has happened so far, so he said, right, come on you four, go and give this club something back now.
Exactly, yeah. Nothing, 20 minutes plus to go. Go and make something happen. But you've got to get the ball, and you've got to get to the ball first to make that happen, Joe.
It's not often I've seen a game. Jonathan Hood's one of them players, a bit like your lad Insel, and players like that in the league. It's not often he comes on a football pitch and doesn't have something to say in a match.
Yeah, make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we come into the second half. I expected them to be peppered and relentless, attack after attack, clearing their boxes, hanging on for dear life.
Sabri hasn't touched the ball.
He's not at a save to make. They're not a shot on goal.
And there's the fans who trying their hardest to get him going. Jarvis. It hasn't worked for Jarvis so far this season, but what a difference. He could go down in legendary status. Could he get a brace here now in 20 minutes?
2 up top. It would almost be a 3-3-4 now. Yeah, flat 4. 3-3-4.
I see Stuart Jones has just gone on the shoulder of Corbacero, and he's obviously going to make a decision to change something out there as well now. McLagan offside, he was offside, just in front of us. Yeah, just need to keep the ball now, because that's wasting your own time.
Yeah, just small details. Jenkins just missed the header. You know, just get that right. Maintain and keep the distances right between the units now. You know, we don't want them to sit in and see the game out, but don't let this game become wide open, because Barry will create a couple of chances.
There is still a race, Andy, and for the top, there's a playoff at the end of the season. Look at the marvellous times you had it in the Scottish Challenge Cup. What a run that was. I was lucky enough to be there every game.
Yeah,
what a run that was.
Magical, you know, and obviously put Welsh football on the map up north, you know. We beat 4 teams, Scottish teams, and got to a final, you know, and it was brilliant. It was a fantastic experience, and something that, you know, anybody should go and enjoy it.
Well, it's there again this season now.
Absolutely.
Tactically, just having a look at the changes, Andy. Feet up, bound to be feet up, always going to be feet up. He could be with his head down a little bit, but you're going to give that. He's got to give that.
He's won the foul.
Yeah.
You know,
because he's
wanted to put his head in there. He wants to get there first, and it's enough. He's not made contact, but
Well done. Show a desire to get to the ball first.
Evan Press. He'll have plenty of years in the Cymru Premier League, whether, you know, you'd like to think they'll be with Barry Town. He'll have 300 or 400 games ahead of him. Jenkins, again, the delivery's not quite there. Thorne loses out. Hood stole the ball. McLagan will get his team a foul. Carries on. Doesn't want to be kicking that ball away too much. You're 1-0 behind, and you've got to score 2.
He's done great. You know, he's got real fire in his belly, the lad, hasn't he? You can see what it means to him.
Well, this is what you're talking about now. Brucey, or the goalkeeper, should be taking that and throwing everybody forward. You've got 15 minutes to get 2 goals. In the mix, it's got to go right in it. Callum Sainty should be the target here now. 6'5".
Yeah, but keep it central. Keep it central.
Oh, that's disappointing. That is so disappointing. It goes straight out of play.
Yeah, just a lack of feel, a lack of detail.
Franklin comes over to the touchline. Good strength from Jenkins.
Jenkins done brilliant to see it out, you know. But put that one through the middle if you're going to play that ball. And then somebody can gamble in on either side of that, maybe to get a tap in.
Well, the key thing is to keep it in play, Andy.
Yeah.
We're looking at the formation here, Andy. They stayed, or have they dropped Matthew Jones back to left back? Be interesting. Chance here, John Owen could seal the deal if he gets through here. Owen sometimes takes too many touches. Franklin, big chance for Win. Another chance goes a begging for Aber. They should have sealed it by now. Over the top from Win in the 75th minute. The second goal would have done him.
You've got the persistence of Steph Davis, but you've got this pace and strength of Owen now up through the middle, and you know he's a formidable force. They've worked it really well, but just that little lack of quality. You know, ask a question of the keeper.
Well, were they to succumb to 2 more goals here, they would be absolutely gutted, would be the word, because they've had chance after chance after chance in the second period to add to their only goal. I think the big man there is that Callum Sainty.
I think he's done his ankle. He might have just rolled his ankle there.
The last thing they want now is to go down to 10 men. Sainty.
Ankle.
Yeah, left ankle.
Yeah, just on his ankle there.
That's so unlucky for him. He's tracking back. He's just off balance.
Yeah.
Over he goes. Straight away he knows what will happen.
Yeah, and there's no give. It's dry. You know, if it's grass, the grass will move, but it's 3G, it doesn't move, so that's why you pick up these injuries.
But that backs your point about the big man Owen putting his soft pace and
exactly,
power.
Pace and fear in behind. You know, I've been so impressed with Aber. You know, I'm not talking after the event, Jonah. You know,
they haven't come to cling on, have they?
No, they've been magnificent. You know, they've had a game plan. I think Owen and Franklin in the first half, and more so in the second half with Franklin as a free role. You've got a back 3 marking 1 striker. Who's responsible for them too? And it's been excellent. And, you know, Corps has thought that through. Fair play to him, but Barry haven't gone and rectified the problem.
Substitution will have to be made. Harry Jones. I think Harry Jones, is on loan from Swansea, so he'll be coming in. It must probably just be 1 for 1 there. Otherwise, he'll go in the back 3 and he'll push Evan Press into Sainty's role, I think. Time 77.5 minutes on the clock. Jenkins is getting more powerful as the game's going on. He's winning more headers, as is John Owen. You just look after this, Owen. Yeah, wasted a little bit of time in the corner.
Just don't be content there with that 5v2. You know, leave it 3v2 or 4v2 and get another one up the pitch just to stop the next period of attack.
How about McLagan pinning Jenkins now then before this kick goes long? Jarvis wins ahead of Hood, hooks it on. Jenkins gets it before McLagan. Wrong area for Veal. He gets away with it. Great ball from Darlington. Win. In 2 minds again. He gives a foul away there from behind. Franklin had made a great
run.
You pointed it out.
What a run, Jonah.
He's got to put him in.
It's a 40-yard run, you know, and even if he stretches the centre up in behind, John Owen can then come into the pocket and receive the ball to his feet and come out the other side.
Lewis, a goal would take the roof off this place. Jarvis was physical and got away with it. Bradford, Jenkins has to stay on his feet. Jarvis, ball across the front. McLagan, great interception, hooked on by Owen, that is brilliant play. Doesn't get the free kick, but he gets off his feet. Franklin's ahead of him. This will go in the corner to win. Brilliant from Owen, brilliant. Ball across. Bit more bravery there from Franklin. If he's determined to put his head on that, that's not a bad ball.
Not hanging on, not running into the corners. You know, great credit again to Aber. On the front foot, breaking, and Franklin just relentless running.
Talking about John Owen, Andy, I can remember about 4 or 5 years ago when we first had the Wales C team, when I selected Owen for Wales, and everybody said, yeah, what? He has it in the locker, doesn't he, Andy?
Every attribute needed to be a single 9. You know, you're 6'3", and you come running behind. You've got a good touch and awareness. You know, I've never worked with a lad, so I'm not sure what's held him back. But every quality's been there, you know, and he's been to many clubs, and everyone will say the same. Incredible ability.
Can he seal the deal for Aber? Gets it across again. Maybe the wrong option. Corbacero, his team have been tremendous. But I tell you what, they've given away so many chances of getting that second goal. But they're competing. Cottrell. If he's got his magic hat on, it's a good one. Great ball from Cottrell. Out it goes to George. George, bodies in the box. Jones stands up. Edge of the area, Press tries to get the shot off. First time in the second period. Barry putting Aber under pressure. Day, he'll jink either side. Ball in. Brilliant from Davis. Great clearance from Rhys Davis.
Got to get a shot off, John. Got to get a cross into the box. Got to make something happen, Barry.
Day, Marcus Day. First time, just clears his line. It's not a bad idea.
And there'll be a bit of that this last 10 minutes.
Yeah, we were expecting that.
Yeah, it'll be wide open now.
Cooper, Evan Press. Could be on the end of a diag. Press with the first header. Jenkins again. It's a throw in. It'll be a long throw. I think Hood can deliver the long throw.
Yeah, he can. Just got to manage these last moments.
First time Barry have put pressure on, but they still got time to get 2 goals and save their Premier status. Is flat. Press. Hood puts it to the back post. Disappointing from John Hood. He's so much better than that.
You say in the last word, a bit of pressure there, Jonah. What's changed? It's just a bit more intensity, a bit more desire to get to the ball first. People running in behind.
Yeah, Chesterfield, he wants everything he can get out of his players now. Superb. He's got the record for managing Barry Town in numbers. Done a good job over the last few seasons, and like I said, every manager gets a strong or a tough time. Sometimes your players got to go and do it for you. Cottrell. Abruzzi. Keeper will come and collect. Zabre, it's a great... He's done that 3 or 4 times, by the way.
He has to come when he's been needed.
20 years of age.
It's an aimless ball, though. You know, there's not diagonal, which takes the keeper out of the game. And even if the ball's into the right area, all they're going to do is head the ball out. You pick the next phase up. It's just, you know, poor delivery and makes it very easy for Aber. Aber just got to keep the shape now and manage this game right.
Yeah, I think they've gone to a 4, by the way, Andy, with Matty Jones and Bradford going as fullbacks. This Wynn has had a great game on the right-hand side. And he just needs to get on the ball again, him and Franklin, and run into them areas. There's that ball again, Veal, who's been everywhere all afternoon. That won't hurt him. That won't hurt him, giving the goal kick away in them areas.
No, but some lively voices now, some leaders out there. You know, young Thorny now, got to stop pulling. Pull everybody back into a shape and do it really early now. That's the only thing that's missing, maybe, is that voice in there now.
Because they're 4 on 4 now. They're 4 on 4 now, no doubt. Jenkins, powerful. Owen could be... I was just going to say, I think he's there. That's key from Owen. That was brilliant from Owen. He hoodwinked the defender then. Owen. That wasn't the greatest ball at all then. But Veal, and the tackles made by Franklin. Very unlike Franklin. But he shows his other side of the game. Wynn tracking either side of Brucey to Day. Day wants it in better areas than there. He has to be up the top. Seen the ball in behind. It wasn't a bad ball either. George, just deliver. Just delivered again. Press. McLagan spins his man. What a tackle that is from Davis. George. In it goes. Hook clear. John Owen. Don't need to be looking for winners now.
I just think, you know, young Franklin now just got to be a bit more clever with his runs. You know, don't need to go behind all the time. Don't time him right. He's, yes, you know, stretch the opposition, but there's times when to go now and there's times when to hold. He can't get in behind there. Admire his courage and his desire to run, but just manage the game out now into certain areas.
Yeah, great to hear that tactical note there from Andy Morrison. He's saying that Franklin should play in better areas for his team. Don't make gambling runs when you're 1-0 up with 4 minutes left on the clock. They're just giving Barry a slightest of chances by hoofing the ball away. Davis, young Davis, has done well with Jarvis. John Owen, for me, has been the player of the second half, Andy. Matty Jones. Cooper looking to go back. Lewis. Cottrell finds himself in areas. Great tracking from Wynn. Brucey bombs forward and does well. It's a great ball in. Jenkins will allow that to go out though. Final ball just hasn't been there all afternoon, Andy.
Yeah, it's great. But again, you know, without the run from Wynn, the 60-yard sprint, which then makes him make a decision. You know, give credit to the Aberystwyth player. It's a fabulous run to put pressure on him to make him make a decision.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, Andy. I wouldn't like it. Oh, there's Wynn. He's been fantastic. Phillips comes on for Wynn. Great performance from Wynn. Jenkins, young Jenkins, a centre-back, run behind the goals then and retrieved the ball.
Jenkins has been brilliant.
No, what I'm saying, he went to get the ball, to keep the ball,
yeah,
to speed the game up. I think he'll have to learn that one.
Yeah.
You don't go and get the ball when you're 1-0 ahead, Lee. Sabri. Darlington. Again, Owen gets the flick. Don't think there'll be a lot of time added on. Jenkins. Davis. Cottrell gets a header back in. McLagan still fighting. It's a great hook on from McLagan. Jarvis. McLagan. Desperate to get shots off Barry. Davis again. Young Davis has done well. The third centre half, and when they put a little bit of pressure on, Day, it's got to go in. Too many touches. Jones can stop the cross then. George. Headed clear. Again, a Brucey. Owen. Cooper knocks it back in. Almost 87 minutes on the clock. It's do or die for Barry. No flag. First time they stop there. Day. You get yourself trying to get something again. Great ball across. Chance. Big chance. Just across McLagan. He usually loves them balls on that near post. Phillips. Cooper does well to get there before Owen. Owen didn't get his body in the way that time. Oh, Cottrell with a chance. Dives. Yeah. Oh, he's unlucky there. He's a little bit unlucky. I don't think, in a way, yeah, I know it's technically.
If he's gone to, it's the second yellow. If he goes to ground, let's have a look. No, it's a dive. It's a dive. You know.
Disappointing way for Cottrell to leave the field. Chance in his arm for his team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a desperation. The desperation comes from just how poor Barry have been throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of energy in this last 5 minutes. Waste of time, Jonah.
Yeah.
Aber have turned up here with a squad
they've been
and a
tremendous.
team of young lads who have stood up and been men.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just been absolutely no energy, nothing from Barry.
Cottrell leaves the field. Stalwart of Barry over the last decade. They've had great times with Barry. This won't be one of his greatest. Referee, by the way, hasn't had a bad game at all.
No, been brilliant.
He has.
Been brilliant.
He's
Let it go. Dealt with every situation. He's had nothing really controversial that we, a question. But
Sabri, importantly, still keep winning them flick headers. They need 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes and down to 10 men. Barry, how could it get any tougher? Don't think it could. There's Lee Jenkins, gets a man of the match award from Owen Tudor-Jones. He's done well. He'll want to see out a clean sheet.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Hood fires it in. Jenkins leaps up there again. Hood got the shot off.
Just manage this last period now. Deal with this. Keep the focus. Good information coming from the players on the pitch.
They have to.
And just see this through.
Hood. It's got to be on the goalkeeper. There's plenty bodies in the box. Bradford, it's a knockdown chance. What a tackle chance this time. What a block that is. Number 6, Thorne. That is one of the blocks of the season. That's where you stay up.
John, it's a reflection of them as a team. Everything's been encompassed in that one moment there. Block there and then get to the ball. Brilliant. Fantastic. Put yourself on the line. Young men giving all they can for their football club, and the contrast has been massive between
5
the two
added
teams.
minutes. How important would that have been had that gone in, by the way?
Well, it would have been, yeah, but they're down to 10 men. They've managed that situation well, got their blocks off. They can just see the game through now and just be clever.
Phillips with a great touch. Got to make that last man pay now. That's a great ball. If Owen can keep that in.
Just get Franklin back into the hole now. Don't be standing out there. Just get back into your straight.
4 against 3 at the back now with Cottrell gone off, so they should have the spare man. McLagan wins the header. There is the spare man. Jenkins hooks it on. Franklin has to challenge. Wins the header. Press. Abruzzi. Jenkins, how to play. That's my job, he says, to clear my lines. And he does it time after time after time. Hood fires the throw in. It's a flatter throw. Jenkins gets a header away. Abruzzi knocks it back in. Goalkeeper. He won't be rushing this one, Andy.
Just on that, Joe, what was the first yellow card for Cottrell?
So it was involved on the far side in
for dissent.
Yeah.
Now you asked me at the start of the game, what did I think about where they are? It doesn't surprise me at all. That sums it up. You've been sent off in the biggest game of the season because you couldn't keep your mouth shut early on in the game. You pick up a yellow later on in the game. That happens. You're off the pitch and you've left your team in trouble. So that just sums up really what I try to say, diplomatically at the start when I said I'm not surprised at all where Barry are.
How times change. Fighting for Europe this time last year when they were knocked out by Carnarvon. This time is a relegation battle, and this time it looks like they're going to lose out. 92 minutes on the clock. Marcus Day, the winger playing holding midfield, is just knocking any ball in. Jenkins again wins the header.
Fantastic.
Franklin. Day. It had to happen. A bit of pressure had to happen. You've been saying it all afternoon. It has to be a spell when they get a minute or 2 minutes of pressure.
Yeah, it was too little, too late.
Still haven't made Zabri make a real save.
No, they've not. And they're now trying to save which is their biggest game in their recent history with 10 men. And the reason that is because of a lack of discipline. A lack of discipline. And that's got to be installed right from the very top at the start. And it happens too often. Too often Barry play with 10 men through that lack of discipline.
Zabri. With the goal kick, Owen, the target. The Barry fans, the band, should they see the next 2 minutes out? They've never been down. They've never been out of this league since the start of the league in 1992. 2 teams only have never been relegated. Newtown won. Aberystwyth almost certainly looking like They're the second club. Lewis fires it in. Davis all the way through. Who's there? John Owen hooks clear.
Just deal
Teamwork.
with it. Yeah, brilliant. Desire to get to the ball. This energy and this intensity should have been the start of the second half.
It had to be. It surprised us.
It was so flat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it surprised us. And then the four changes have just stirred the pot, and they've created something. There's Corbacero. What a relief man he will be. If anything, they were the early favourites to join the Druids come 6 months ago.
Yeah, like I say, we can talk about and give out the accolades after the game, but they've been absolutely brilliant.
Jenkins, he's got the man of the match award. He's after a goal now. Tremendous from Jenkins. He has to track back in. Somebody has to fill in for him, and it is the big man Owen, but he missed his header. Thorne has been tremendous. Aberystwyth to a man on the afternoon have won their battles and won their team's 3 points.
And Franklin chasing that ball down at the end sums up Aberystwyth today.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Andy, having you alongside us. Your expertise has been brilliant. Obviously, you've enjoyed the game, and I think we're both of the definitely of the Aberystwyth that deserve to win the game.
100%. From the very start of the game, with a real bit of quality, the desire, they're running all over the pitch, they're playing for each other, they're getting blocks in. There's a real togetherness, and Cork should be very proud after this performance.
Sad to see, for me, Barry, a local club to me, they've been fantastic over the years. But that result, a Stephen Davis goal for Aberystwyth, gives the Seasiders a 1-0 victory. They stay in the league they've been in since 1992, and Barry Town now are in the hands of the off-the-field matters to see whether they stay in the Cymru Premier League. Andy Morrison alongside me this afternoon. Last word, Andy.
Fantastic. Corp's Aberystwyth, absolutely delighted for them. They're coming to Barry, all the questions are asked of them, and they've gone and dominated the game completely.
Look out for the highlights on Scorio and all the other goals from this afternoon on Monday evening. Final result from Jenner Park, it's Barry Town 0. JD Cymru Premier League, Aberystwyth Town 1.
Antonio, huge congratulations. We can see exactly just how much this means to you. You got the job done. That's exactly what you did today.
Absolutely. I'm so proud of the players. It's so hard as it is. It's hit me there like that. No, they've worked hard all season. We've said for 10 months they've put in a massive shift for us, and it's come down to a game like this where we scored early and then we've had to defend. They've hit the post and we've rode our luck there, but we kept on going. We had plenty of opportunities, so I can't be any prouder of the players today.
I wanted to ask you about this team because you've got such a young squad, and there was a point of the season where it didn't look like you guys could do it. You've guided them here. You've summed up your emotions, but you've got a pretty special group.
Absolutely, and I want to see Ebbs after because he said that we were going to go down, so I'll have a chat with him after. But no, they're a young team, and like I said, they're always full of confidence. I think when you get senior players and stuff, I think sometimes it does affect them. But the young players, they turn up week in, week out for us, and they give us everything every week. Sometimes you are beaten by the better side, but they won't stop. And today they didn't stop. Like, see, last-ditch tackles there. It's amazing. I'm so proud of them.
Antonio, enjoy the celebrations. Ebsy, nôl ato ti?
Dangos bod dim ffafriaeth ar sgorio o gwbl. Sean, 6 gêm yn ôl, fe gollon nhw 6 gol I ddim yn erbyn Hwlffordd. Na pryd nes I ddweud bod nhw'n mynd I ddisgyn. Ers hynny, maen nhw wedi ennill 4 allan o 6. Be mae hynny'n gweud I blaw bod fi ddim yn dictem?
Ti'n moyn rhaw?
Wel, na, mi o'n nhw lawr.
Wel, mi o'n, tîm ifanc, mae rhai rhoi clod I Antonio Corbacero a'r tîm reoli, Gary Lewis, Barry Morgan, Stuart Jones, chwaraewyr sydd wedi bod yn y clwb am sawl blwyddyn, wedi chwarae'r clwb wrth gwrs. So mae rhaid rhoi lot o clod I nhw fel tîm reoli, ond hefyd i'r tîm nath cael y fuddugoliaeth nhw hefyd. A beth sy'n hurt yw nawr, maen nhw'n penwythnos nesaf yn edrych I fynd i'r gêm fel gyfle.
Ydy, dangos fe mor agos wedi bod. O ran y Barry, ildion gynnar heddi, o'ch chi'n disgwyl gweld ymateb, ni wedi bod yn disgwyl gweld ymateb ers wythnoseb. Ble oedd e ddim na? Wel, triodd Gavin Chesterfield popeth, fe roedd 4 chwaraewr mlaen mewn un shot. Dwi'n cael pint I lawr yn y gwylodion, mae hyder ti reit lawr, a bydd y boes ma
Wel, bydd ei pennau neu pli am sawl diwrnod. Yr unig beth falle neu safio nhw yw'r ffaith bod y tîm o'r de, maen nhw'n mynd i wyto i weld ysgewn o'r drwydded.
Ie, falle bydd na achebiaeth oddi ar y cae, ond ar y cae, ar hyn o bryd, mae ar ben o ran y Bari. Yn golygfeydd gwych o ran cefnogwyr Aberystwyth. Mae'n wedi bod fan hyn o'r blaen, byddech braf meddwl bod nhw'n gallu adeiladu ar hyn nawr, clwb fel Aberystwyth, a sicrhau bod nhw ddim yn y sefyllfa yma eto. Wel, dyna'n union beth maen nhw angen neud. Maen nhw angen adeiladu. Maen nhw'n dîm ifanc, Lee Jenkins, oedd e'n gawr yn yr amddiffyn i Aberystwyth heddi. Felly, os ydyn nhw'n gallu adeiladu tîm o amgylch chwaraewyr fel Lee Jenkins, fi'n siŵr bod na dyfodol da i'r garfan yma. Dyna ni. Sean, diolch yn fawr iawn am y cwmni. Dyna ni penwythnos y Pasg ar ben. Llongyfchadau enfawr i glwb pêl-droed Aberystwyth. Gewn ni weld beth ddaw o ran yr apel i'r Bari. Dwi'n mynd i guddio rhag Antonio Carvesiero. Eich am bwyntiau heno am 10 ar S4C. Tara ha.
Mae'n edrych yn debyg i fod yn mynd i ofod wneud newid sydyn. A dyna welliant. Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi